This segment is brought to you by Cypress Stop, home of the happy customer.
Hey everybody, welcome back into Bayou Time. I am Harry McCullough. It's time to check in with the Assumption Parish Sheriff's Department, and for that, we go to Commander Lonnie Cavalier. Lonnie, how you doing, man? Things going good?
Good, Harry. All's well. Thanks for having us.
All right. Yeah, good to hear. We're going to start with first on a pursuit that ended up on a pursuit on Highway 308 with an arrest there. So tell us about it.
Yes, Denzel Duran Daly, 31 of 3603 Green Meadows, Alexandria, Louisiana, was arrested on multiple felony charges arising from a traffic incident turned pursuit originating on Highway 308 south of Laverdville on April 1st, 2023. On the aforementioned date, a uniformed patrol deputy observed a vehicle on LA 308 with an equipment violation and initiated a stop of that vehicle. The deputy made contact with the driver, now identified as Denzel Duran Daly. The deputy engaged Daly in an officer violator interview. During the investigative stop, the deputy determined that Denzel Duran Daly was wanted on criminal charges out of Alabama. As the deputy attempted to take Daly into custody, he began to violently resist those efforts. Daly fled on foot and the deputy pursued him. At some point, Daly was able to return to his vehicle and fled. The deputy pursued Denzel Duran Daly northbound on Highway 308. That pursuit continued on at speeds in excess of 100 miles per hour, and at some point the pursuit was terminated due to safety considerations. Deputies obtained arrest warrants for Denzel Duran Daly. On November 10, 2025, Louisiana State Police Troop E in Alexandria arrested Denzel Duran Daly in Rapides Parish. Daly was released to the custody of the Assumption Parish Sheriff's Office on November 12, 2025. Denzel Duran Daly was booked into the Parish Detention Center on charges of aggravated assault upon a peace officer, aggravated flight from an officer, resisting an officer with force or violence, battery of a police officer, theft, no liability insurance, driving under a suspended driver's license, owner required to secure registration, failure to display license plate, and a detainer from Tuscaloosa County, Alabama Sheriff's Office. Denzel Daly remains incarcerated with his bond set in Assumption Parish at $400,000.
Okay, Lonnie, we'll move to the next one. And actually, this was a criminal investigation, involved a search warrant, and you guys got a drug law violation as well.
Yeah, and the original case here was a DCFS case. Bruce Joseph Fair Jr., 28, and Amaya Simone Bougere, 21, both on 117 Thomas Street, Pankerville, were arrested on felony drug law violations arising from an investigation being conducted by the Sheriff's Office. On yesterday, Sheriff's deputies, narcotics agents, and detectives went to a residence in the 100 block of Thomas Street in Pankerville as part of an ongoing criminal investigation. Law enforcement personnel from the Sheriff's Office converged on that residence and proceeded to execute a search warrant. During the execution of that search warrant, deputies detained two suspects, now identified as Bruce Joseph Fair Jr. and Amaya Simone Bougere. As a result of that search, quantities of hydrocodone, ecstasy, marijuana, and assorted drug paraphernalia were seized. Bruce Joseph Fair and Amaya Simone Bougere were both booked into the Assumption Parish Detention Center on charges of possession with intent to distribute hydrocodone, possession with intent to distribute ecstasy, possession of marijuana, and possession of drug paraphernalia. Both remain incarcerated pending a bond hearing.
Okay, the next one it started as a traffic stop. It ended up being, aggravated an ICE arrest, but it also had an aggravated flight. So your deputies had to make a chase scene there as well.
Yes, and this occurred this past Sunday afternoon. Tori Lee Wesley, 47, 4021 Highway 308 Napoleonville, and Amber Lynn Burgess, 31, 4021 Highway 308 Napoleonville, were arrested on multiple felony charges arising from an attempted traffic stop on LA1 south of Napoleonville. A uniformed patrol deputy assigned to the ICE detail observed the vehicle commit a traffic violation and conducted a stop of that vehicle. The vehicle was registered to Tori Lee Wesley, whom the deputy knew was a fugitive. The deputy recognized Tori Lee Wesley as the passenger. As the vehicle approached the end of the street they were on, the passenger, Tori Lee Wesley, fled on foot with the deputy in pursuit. Tori Lee Wesley was captured following a lengthy pursuit. The driver of the suspect vehicle, now identified as Amber Lynn Burgess, was arrested by assisting deputies. After obtaining consent to search the vehicle, deputies seized one large caliber firearm. Torrey Lee Wesley was a convicted felon and could not legally possess a firearm. The recovered firearm had been reported stolen to the Alexandria Police Department. It was further determined that Torrey Lee Wesley had previously been convicted of domestic-related charges and was under a permanent protection order, which also prohibited him from possessing a firearm. There were 2 juveniles in the vehicle at the time of this incident. At the conclusion of the investigation, Torrey Lee Wesley was booked into the Assumption Parish Detention Center on charges of possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, illegal possession of stolen firearms, 2 counts accrued to juveniles, flight from an officer, resisting an officer, possession of a firearm by a person convicted of domestic abuse battery, violation of a protective order, fugitive warrants from Rapides Parish for home invasion, resisting arrest with force or violence, domestic abuse battery, and traffic offenses. Torrey Lee Wesley remains incarcerated with bond set at $350,000. Amber Lynn Burgess was booked into the Assumption Parish Detention Center on charges accrued to juveniles, 2 counts, harboring a fugitive, turning movement, and required signals, failure to utilize child passenger restraint systems, 2 counts, flight from an officer, and driving on roadway lane for traffic. Amber Lynn Burgess remains incarcerated with her bond set at $50,000.
All right. Well, Lonnie, we appreciate the update, man. Thanks so much for the update from Assumption Parish, and appreciate everything you guys do.
Thanks for having us. I appreciate y'all.
All right. We'll be right back with more Bayou Time right after this.
This segment was brought to you by Cypress Stop, home of the happy customer.